Hey, good morning, everyone. Morning warm up. Today, I want to talk about what's your self care like. And the reason why it's so important is if you think about this, think about getting on an airplane. And when the flight attendants are doing their introduction to everybody about safety and that mask drops down, what do they say? They say, place the mask on yourself before you help others. And the reason for that is because you're not going to help too many people if you don't have any oxygen flowing into your lungs. It's just not going to happen. And the same thing applies, the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. And so many times we want to do so many things and go do so many great things for other people and things for ourselves, but we don't have self care. And self care is really important. And a lot of times, what happens is a lot of people wait until they're unhealthy and then they get serious about self care. When if they just started getting serious about self care to begin with, they wouldn't have to have that unhealthy part of it. And so, I want to give you some ideas around this. And it's simple little things that I try to do regularly. I need to get better at it, but I try to be as consistent with it as I can. So, here we go. So, how do you take care of yourself? The first one is, how many of you give yourself an hour of power every morning, where you give an hour to yourself that's just for you, and that hour consists of movement, that hour consists of journaling, and that hour consists of learning. No phones, no looking at Instagrams or TikToks or your reels. You're not digging into your email, you're not digging into work, but you're honestly giving yourself an hour in the morning. And that hour should start about 5 a.m., right? Think about getting into that space. The next one is, how many of you journal? And what do you journal? You journal when you're having challenges in life. You journal with your intentions of what you want to accomplish. You journal and talk about things that are long-term goals, short-term goals, and you get those written down onto paper, because what happens is it clears your mind. Your mind says, hey, I've got it documented, now I can move forward. And so many people, they don't journal at all. They don't keep a journal, they don't write anything down, right? And so journaling is key. When would you journal? In that hour of power. The next one is this: how many of you time block? How many of you have that meeting every Sunday where you map out your week and you look at your week in detail? What that does is that frees your mind. It removes the attention residue that we have, the building up in there when we're trying to keep everything in our head. And you just get stressed and you get anxiety. Write it down, plan it out. That's another good one. The other one is, take recharge time every week. How many of you are taking time for yourself to go walk into nature, to go do something fun, to go spend some time with friends, family, whatever it happens to be, where you're giving yourself recharge time every single week, where you're not doing work, but you're having pleasure? Okay, I want you to think about that. And then the other one is, how many of you, and this seems crazy, how many of you listen to music every day? How many of you listen to music? There's some people that I know, all they do is they listen to news 24/7. That's all they do, right? Or some podcast is talking about something negative happening in the world. How many of you give yourself an hour of music every day? Crank on your favorite tunes, dance around the house. It's amazing what that does, right? It's amazing what that does. And then last but not least, eating well and exercise, right? Think about that. How many of you have a good, healthy diet, and how many of you have a good, consistent exercise routine where you take care of yourself? Robin Sharma says, if you don't make time for health and eating well and exercise, at some point you have to make time for disease. And so we want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So again, just to review, do you have an hour for yourself every morning, consisting of those three pockets? Are you journaling? Are you time blocking? Are you taking recharge time every week? Are you listening to music every day? And are you eating healthy and exercising? Self-care, my friends, it's important. It's important. We all need to do it. All right, everybody. Hey, make it a great day. Be awesome and help somebody.